Hello, fellow members of the Midnight Society. Welcome back to another episode review from the show Are You Afraid of the Dark? Last time, we ranked every episode from Season 5 from worst to best. Tonight, we are kicking off Season 6, which is the first revival of the show being made a few years after Season 5. Our only returning Midnight Society member from the original crew is Tucker, and it's his story up first, about a teen who starts playing a dangerous game that could last an eternity. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this Season 6, Episode 1, The Tale of the Forever Game. Full disclosure moving forward, I have never seen any episode from Season 6 or 7 of the show, minus a few snippets from Silver Sight Parts 1 through 3, so there will be no nostalgia goggles on these reviews. Season 6 premiered the same year I graduated high school, so obviously I was too cool to be watching a kids show at that time. Okay, that's not true at all. I just didn't have cable. Whatever, shut up. We open on Tucker arriving at the campsite, though it looks like it's seen better days. With Tucker are the new members of the Midnight Society, though I noticed Stig is not one of them, meaning that either Tucker realized what a jerk Stig was and stopped being his friend, or Gary killed him at the conclusion of Season 5. Look, maybe I'm just a romantic, but I'd like to think it was the latter.
Exactly.
Tucker explains to the others that no one has been back here since the trail was closed. Fortunately, everyone is just excited to be there.
I walked into something stringy.
It's just a spider's web.
Get it off!
Okay. Well, at least they're just a group of strangers who love telling scary stories.
I know you guys. Just like my brother Gary knew the friends he brought here.
Wait, what? Tucker, I know you didn't start on the show until Season 3, but how could you not know that your brother said this?
Separately, we're very different. We like different things. We go to different schools, and we have different friends.
Well, whatever. They're all friends.
You should have stayed home, Roach.
Okay, maybe friends is a stretch. We're about to learn the names of our new Midnight Society members, but not before this happens. Hey Tucker, you know what else likes dark holes and tree stumps in the forest? All things creepy and crawly. You don't just go sticking your hand in there.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
Okay, fair point. Thank you, Paul. Sorry, Moadib. Anyway, Tucker pulls out the bag of magic dust that has definitely not been sitting in a tree stump for 4 years, and then we finally learn everyone's names.
Vange, Megan, Andy, Quinn.
I'm sorry. What was her name again?
Vange.
Tucker, can you enunciate? Because it sounds like you're saying... You know what? I'll just look it up. I'll just... Oh, Vange. Actually, that doesn't clear anything up for me. I mean, sure, it's less dirty than what I thought he said, but what kind of name is Vange? Look, Tucker, just start your story so I stop name-shaming.
The Tale of the Forever Game.
Guys, I am trying really hard not to say anything, but you know better, so I'm gonna. The Forever Game? Hey Tucker, the Tale of the Long Ago Locket called and it wants its weird order of words back. I mean, why not the Tale of the Eternal Game or the Never Ending Game? I mean, sure, those all mean the same thing, but two of them sound way less clunky in this framing. Okay, I've said my piece and can move on. Our story begins on 3 teens riding their bikes on a trail in the woods. One of them is falling behind before just falling. The other 2 stop to check on her. These are our main characters, Monica, Peter, and Mark. Best friends forever.
What's the matter? Can't your widow legs keep up?
I'm just not as big as you.
If you don't like it, go home and play dolls.
Oh, Peter, someone's vying for my douchiest character of the season award, or the Golden Beth as I like to call it. Anyway, Peter rides off. Mark and Monica both agree that her brother is a jerk. Oh, good, then it's not just me. They try to catch up to Peter, but can't find him until...
Not funny.
It also wasn't scary. You should be ashamed of yourself, Peter. I'm taking back your Golden Beth nomination. Anyway, Peter shows the others a trail he found that I would argue is not a trail, just a gap between trees. But Peter says...
Must be one of those renegade biker trails.
Yeah, you know those renegade bike trails. Wait, is it a bike trail for renegade bicyclists, or is the bike trail itself a renegade? Also, are there a lot of renegade bicyclists? No, I don't do paved roads. I'm a rebel. I want something hidden, something quaint. It looks like it could be on a Hallmark card with a cute little palm underneath it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's my kind of trail. Now where's my helmet at? I'm a renegade, not an idiot. The kids ride down the trail and stop when they see a very old abandoned bike. Monica asks who would dump their bike there, and Peter replies,
Someone who can't take the heat.
"What f***ing heat? You rode slowly down a trail that was so flat it might as well have been paved." Peter is a complete tool, and I mean that in the worst possible way. Anyway, near the abandoned bike, the kids see... Oh, the Devil's Fork? Well, they are well on their way to finding El Corazon. Oh, hang on. Putting a Romancing the Stone reference in a video. Complete. Scratch that off the old bucket list. The kids attempt to ride on, but find themselves back at the Devil's Fork a short time later. Mark accuses Peter of leading them in a circle. They follow Peter down another trail, but again wind up back at the tree. For some reason, Peter thinks that there are multiples of this very distinct-looking tree, but Monica sets him straight.
I think there's only one.
Peter proposes they split up and each take a different path. Monica objects, but Peter kindly urges her to trust him. No, he remains a dick and demands that she go along with it. Mark and Monica ride off, but before Peter can go, this happens. Peter, buddy, if the tree sounds like its stomach is growling, you probably shouldn't go near it. Why? Why would you touch it? You're the reason white people have such a bad reputation in horror movies. Anyway, Peter discovers that the tree is a TARDIS, I guess, because it is way bigger on the inside. Also, despite the fact that he's been transported to a strange place, he doesn't seem all that bothered. In fact, he gets excited when he sees a board with little figurines on it. Hey, wait a minute. What was all that go home and play dolls talk to your sister earlier? I see. Classic closeted self-loathing doll player. We all know the type.
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good!
Outside, Mark and Monica end up back at the tree to discover Peter's abandoned bike. Back inside the tree, Peter meets Nathaniel, a pale kid whose attire kinda matches the old bike outside. Probably just a coincidence. Upon seeing Nathaniel, Peter goes from fear to disbelief to denial, back to this is sweet, all in the span of about 30 seconds. What can I say? The idiot is attracted to shiny things.
Hey, cool.
Peter says he wishes they could see him because he'd love to freak his sister out. Nathaniel asks him if he likes her, and he says...
She's a waste of space.
Man, the writers on this show must have had some awful siblings because some of these kids in these stories are just the worst. Anyway, Peter asks how you play the game because, yeah, that should be your number one concern when you've been transported inside a tree that had a rumbly tummy. I hope Peter never gets out of here. Yeah, I said it.
Why?
Nathaniel explains the rules of the game.
There is only one rule. You love it, yes!
Sorry, wrong rules.
Spin the spinner and choose any path. Then it's a first to the door.
He then asks Peter if he wants to play. Peter agrees and Nathaniel gets very excited. Peter tells him to calm down because it's just a game, to which Nathaniel says,
Oh, it's more than a game. Wait till you see. I'll go first.
How are you not getting weirded out by this Tale of the Captured Souls reject? Anyway, Nathaniel goes first and we see how what happens in the game affects the real world.
Potpourri.
Hollyhocks?
I'm sorry, why is there a potpourri space on the evil Hungry Tree game board?
It's snowing colors.
Oh, I get it. Everyone's on drugs. That's what's happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Peter takes his turn and has to choose between a rainstorm and a lightning storm, and since he knows what happens on the board will happen to his friend and sister, he obviously chooses the less dangerous one. New season and you still fell for it. No! This kid is a f***ing psycho and chooses the lightning storm. We learn two things from the lightning storm. Number one, the effects of the game board do not carry over between turns. And number two, Monica is one smart cookie. She manages to save herself and Mark from getting struck by lightning. On the next turn, Nathaniel lands on a space that is immune to being dismissed between turns. Unfortunately, that's because it summons a monster called the Burden Beast. Impressive. Would have been scarier in the dark, but little victories, I suppose. Monica proves once again how badass she is by leading the beast off their trail using something with her scent on it. Peter is starting to realize that this isn't just a game. He wants to quit, but Nathaniel says he can't, and when pressed, he explains why.
Because the winner gets to leave and the loser has to stay here forever.
Nathaniel explains more about the game and how he got stuck there.
I stumbled into this place just like you. And when I played, I lost. I've been stuck here ever since.
I mean, I hardly know Nathaniel, and I already want him to win over Peter. Let's spin that spinner. Knowing the consequences, Peter doesn't actually want to play, but Nathaniel explains that Monica and Mark will also be stuck until someone finishes the game. He finally decides to continue, but his next turn almost kills Mark. He tells Nathaniel to go, but he stalls because he says that every move is crucial. This causes Peter to finally show some concern for his friend.
Do it! Now.
We cut to a montage of Peter and Nathaniel playing the game. Oh yeah, here we go. Montage! What the hell kind of montage was that? No good music. We don't see the perils that Monica and Mark face from the moves. Wow. Look, I can't fix all the issues with it, but I do think I can improve it slightly. Cue the music. At the end of the montage, Nathaniel lands on the instant night space, which causes it to be night outside until the game ends. Finally! Man, the episode could have used that space first. Well, except for the fact that the monster can't see in the dark, apparently. Kind of kills the threat. I was happier when Monica was just outsmarting the thing.
Big surprise.
Monica begins to suspect that the tree has something to do with all the weird goings-on. Her and Mark go to investigate. Back inside the tree, Peter lands at a fork where he can choose to either go back 15 spaces or swap places with someone outside. What a weird space to have. I mean, what happens if you didn't have an entourage outside? And while we're on the subject, how does Nathaniel know so much about the game? He presumably played it once when he got trapped. Now, sure, maybe he has played it since and just sucks at it, but I mean, that's not the vibe he put out when he was telling his story. Is there some kind of an instruction manual in the tree somewhere? Anyway, back to the main point. Given the opportunity before him, and based on how Peter has treated his sister thus far, I think we know where this is all going.
Now what did he do that for? Now you'll never win.
I'm not switching with anyone.
Huh. Feels a little unearned, but we're only working with 22 minutes here, so yay, character growth. Anyway, back outside, Mark and Monica check out the tree. Monica is convinced that the tree is keeping them there. This causes Mark to suggest,
It looks dead. Maybe we can knock it over.
well, yeah, and it's made from paper mache, so you guys could easily knock it over. As they try, Peter and Nathaniel are seeing the results inside. Nathaniel says that they'll never knock it over, but Peter thinks he can help. On his turn, he moves his piece backwards, which is apparently allowed, landing him on the lightning storm space once again. It's a good plan, but Nathaniel immediately spins for his turn, which should end the lightning, but he lands on the Deus Ex Machina space, or as he calls it,
Broken stick. Nothing will happen till the next turn.
Well, that sure is convenient. All Peter has to do now is not take his turn. And that's exactly what he does. Outside, Monica says that she and Mark need to stay near the tree since the lightning is following them. To make matters worse, the beast that was tracking them has now found them, and the lightning allows him to see them, I guess. He's almost to them when... Did someone call out Jumanji? Because I don't think it's over if you didn't. Sorry, wrong game. Different game. Maybe. When the smoke clears, it's daytime again, and Peter has been released from the tree. Turns out that Nathaniel has also been released from the tree, but has turned into the old clerk from the Tale of the Phone Police, or old Captain Abraham Westchester from the Tale of the Water Demons. The point is, he's like super old now. He doesn't care though, he's just glad to be free. Peter asks him where he plans to go, and he says,
"To the old neighborhood. I haven't been there since the year I ran away, 1929.
Bro, that was 70 years ago. There is nothing left for you there. In fact, I would argue you wouldn't even be able to find your way back. I mean, even if you remembered the way, everything would be unrecognizable. It's actually a really depressing end for this character. The tale ends with Peter finally showing his sister some respect.
You were great.
Back at the Midnight Society, Tucker asks if the others want to keep it going, and their answers reveal who they're replacing from the old crew.
I'm coming back. Absolutely.
Welcome, new David.
I'm in.
Heidi-ho, new Kiki and Betty Ann.
Can we do this in my father's backyard?
Enchanté, new Kristen.
You let anybody know I'm part of this, they gonna answer to my buddy, Senor Fist.
Ah, hello, new Frank. Just makes me miss old Frank. I mean, not that he was old, but you know what I mean. Whatever, just play my favorite clip of him before I get any more sad.
Hey, watch it, man.
The episode ends with Tucker, aka New Gary, showing his excitement for the future.
We're back.
Clearly, the new showrunners know how ridiculous it is to douse a fire with a splash of water, so they just didn't show it at all here. Well played.
We leave reality behind.
Now for the review. This episode was okay. For a return to the series, could it have been better? Yeah, but it also could have been a lot worse. It's an interesting premise with some decent acting that's mostly just held back by the short runtime and low budget.
Sort of.
The settings were pretty good. I mean, we've seen plenty of forests on the history of Are You Afraid of the Dark, though the evil tree was a nice touch. The inside of the tree set was pretty cool, and we actually do spend a lot of time there, which isn't usually the case with cool sets on this show.
This isn't funny anymore.
The story. It was fine. While I enjoy the idea of a Jumanji-like game that traps you, I found the weird old tree that captures you inside it a strange element. I mean, why does the growling tree want you to play a board game inside it for all time? I think it would have been better if the kids just found the game in the woods and started playing, but, you know, that would be too much like Jumanji, I suppose. Normally, I want more time devoted to lore in an episode, but here, I just wanted more time devoted to Peter coming around to appreciate his sister. Just seemed to happen in an instant.
In other words, he's a jerk.
The scares. I suppose the bird and beast could be seen as scary, but the fact that it mostly appeared during the day and couldn't see our protagonists at night really took the teeth out of the monster for me. I mean, there were some solid moments of tension in the episode, but I wouldn't really call them scary. One creepy element that I really did appreciate was the sound design. I mean, the creaking sound that could always be heard around the tree was awesome.
Wonderful.
The acting in this episode was good. I'm not going to cover old Nathaniel since he's barely in it. Mark doesn't really have much to do in the episode, but does show appropriate fear when things get crazy. Monica also does a good job with a relatively minor part. I mean, she had lead protagonist energy in a supporting role. Nathaniel does a great job as our villain stand-in. I mean, the game is the real villain of the story, but Nathaniel gets to deliver some villainous-sounding dialogue due to his desire to get out of the tree at any cost. Peter's a solid lead. I really hated him at the start, and even though I don't think his turn was earned, he seemed genuine when he does start to care about his sister and friend.
Yes!
Tucker, the Tale of the Forever game meets the approval of the Midnight Society. The Midnight Society members poll on this one was, at the time of recording this video, 80% in favor of with 20% against. So, my ruling stands. Good job, Tucker, and way to not be a little jerk this time around.
That's how it works.
Thank you to my patrons financially supporting the channel on Patreon. Jimmy Purcell, Rick Maxwell, Sean Hart, Jay Booth, Tony Ebers, Jessica Tim, EC, J.R. Green, Emilio Flores, AJN, and Andy Exiled. If you want early access to videos as well as bonus behind-the-scenes content, you can join my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Check it out at patreon.com/jackofallnerds. I also want to thank the following Midnight Society members for participating in this video's polls. No, not the lightning storm. Damn it, I gotta go stand by the Devil's Fork or this game is never gonna end. Names are on the screen. think of Tucker's story? Did you see it as a kid? Would you touch a weird papier-mâché tree in the middle of the woods? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to check out the next episode on the tale of the zombie dice. Until then, are you afraid of the dark?
Must be one of those renegade biker trails.
Hey, if you're a renegade bicyclist like me, you should like this video. Give it a subscribe if you're not already. It's what all the cool kids are doing. And then after that, get out there on that open road. That nice, smooth, paved, picturesque open road like the rebel that you are.